Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. The first single on the Grammy-nominated album, Dad AF, exclusively on iTunes. The link next to my Morphe code below. Let's get right into this video. Happy Father's Day to all of you out there today. And I wanted to do a video exclusively talking about something to do with fathers. So of course, I wanted to do my reaction and give commentary on the video that Manny Mua did with his father called Confronting My Father or My Dad About His LGBT past or whatever, anti-LGBT past. And there's been a lot of discussion about this video, and I've seen it on Twitter, I was reading the comments, and the overall, almost unanimous response to this video was just like, you know, bravo. It was so well done, right? And in fact, I was sitting here and I was watching the video, and my husband's upstairs, and I was like, you should really watch this video. And he said, I heard it while you were playing it. He was like, I thought that was really good. And you know, the message in it is, I think, something that I talk about really on all of my channels, and that is about remaining teachable and growing as a human being. And like I said yesterday in my video about Jeffree Star, you know, like, I think all of us hopefully grow to become better people. I do want to say this about my video yesterday. It was brought to my attention that I got a receipt wrong, and that is that I talked about that he paid this woman's medical bill at the same date that he released his palette, and that is actually not true. It was several days before that. So, you know what? I make mistakes. I should have fact-checked, so I apologize for saying that. But my overall message in that video was, no matter what somebody's past or history is, you know, I think that each of us should try to continue to grow as better human beings, and I would want that for anybody, you know? So anyway, I apologize for getting that receipt wrong and not fact-checking. Anyway, to move into this video about Manny, I want to say, I was absolutely just blown away, and I'm really, you know, just going to give my commentary on what I thought about the video. I'm going to read some of the comments on Reddit because I thought they were really well said, and I think they really encompass a lot of how people feel about this. The first thing I want to say is kind of a drama issue about this, and what that is that I don't know where this occurred to me when I was watching this video, but it was long before his dad. So if you haven't watched the video, Manny did a video with his dad, okay, Manny Sr., and talked about like when Manny was growing up and that his parents had some idea because they had caught him chatting with somebody on MySpace that he might be gay, and his father really had an issue with this, especially, you know, being part of the Latino community is what he said, that, you know, like that's a huge issue. Which is interesting because, as you know, my husband's Venezuelan, and I have witnessed some of that in the Latino community. And so I think it's so important that Manny is there to speak out for anybody in the Latino community that is gay and struggling. But I also thought that this video was important for the fathers who are struggling with their sons or daughters or whatever out there. You know, I just thought it was really a needed video. But this is the part that I don't know when it hit me, but it was long before his dad held up the palette, which to me was almost one of the coolest moments in the whole video. So if you haven't watched, okay, so he talks about all of the gay stuff and, you know, how he struggled with it, and that he and his wife entered counseling, and then when Manny came out, Manny went to counseling, and that they just kind of grew as a family. And really the message that his dad gives in there is that he wanted to have a relationship with his son, so he came to acceptance over this issue, and now he wants to do like advocacy for the LGBTQ plus community. What? Like, that is amazing to me, okay? Like, that is such an example of remaining teachable and growing as a human being. And, you know, I was sitting here and I was watching it, and I was like, sometimes we don't even know our purpose until much later in life. You know, Manny, his dad, you know, suggested that he might start his own channel and he was going to start doing some social media, and I thought, can you imagine if this man became, like, literally, like, the face of, you know, PFLAG or parents, you know, that are working within the LGBTQ plus community, or QIA plus community, all because of this, you know, and that Manny's, you know, getting to be super famous and his dad having a platform could help tons of parents out there, tons of family members, even siblings, you know, things like that. So it extends way past just being a video. But the drama piece that I wanted to talk about was, I was sitting there and I was thinking about the release date of this video, and I think he released it 2 days ago. And what was interesting to me about that was, A, I thought it was, you know, really cool that he put it up around Father's Day and Pride Month. But he didn't put it out before his palette release or the day after, which I thought was pretty genius, honestly. Because what it says is, this isn't about my palate, okay? This is about me telling my story, owning my truth, telling what's really going on with my life. And the thing that's important about that, okay, now you have to remember, I'm a candle review company. I'm not a drama channel. I'm a candle review company. Boost, okay? But now they tried to make me a drama channel. They did. They said, I said, no, I'm not. James Charles, he said, you are a drama account executive of the East Coast. I said, no, you must have me confused over there, okay? There's some people over there that live in the East Coast, maybe. Karina, I don't know where she lives. But anyway, I'm not a drama channel, but if I was, okay, there are people that would have said about this video, they would have minimized what it was about and how profound and prolific it was. They would have minimized the message, and they would have said Manny was putting this out all just to get attention, to put his palette out there in the world. Do you know what I mean? And so that is one reason why it's important to me that I clear up the issue about Jeffrey putting out the receipt, because we need to take a look at these people as human beings as well, okay? And then it's not all just about business. And I think as drama channels and as viewers and subscribers, we always want to jump to there's some kind of motive behind what they're doing. But the fact that he put it out when he did, okay, when his palette was almost sold out at that point, says it didn't really matter. Like, it wasn't going to affect that. And let me tell you why this is important, okay? Because when I was watching this video, y'all know I bought the palette. I gave it away last night on my Instagram over there, which I'll be doing more giveaways, so go over there. It was a mess. 6 hours I had to manually put people's names in there. I will never use that thing again, but it was kind of fun. So anyway, congratulations to, I think her name was Never something, a mermaid, but anyway, she won last night. So anyway, it's all over my Instagram story. You can go check it out. But when I was watching the video, and at the end, when his dad started talking about the palette and Manny doing drag, and you know, a lot of people are questioning whether or not Manny did drag, and his dad's like, I don't care if you guys believe it or not, it's the truth, which I lived for. And you know, and then all this kind of stuff is said, and then his dad like talks about what all went into making this palette and why he's so proud of Manny and stuff. Like, had Manny put that out 2 days before the palette release, it would have sold out. I mean, it would have sold out like nobody's business, right? That would have been a business move. But he didn't do that. He waited, okay? And so what he's really saying, what Manny is really saying was the message was so important to me to show my relationship with my dad and how far I've come and all this kind of stuff. You know, I've done 2 videos now on the underground drag community, the drag races that are on YouTube. And I feel so blessed to have those those drag queens over there and drag kings, you know, kind of like realize that I want to show them because I think they're so awesome for what they do. But their story is very similar to Manny's, and when Manny was talking about how he would leave through his window with makeup on to go to work at Sephora and come home and take his makeup off, it reminded me a lot of these kids, these closet queens, you know, that aren't allowed to be who they want to be to their families. For them, Manny's story is super important, and I think, you know, when I look back at my history of Manny, the very first video I ever watched of him was with Patrick Starr, and the second video I ever watched of his was his coming out video talking about having been Mormon, and those were the pieces that made me fall in love with Manny. So this whole idea of telling your story, I love, okay? And I was just saying this in my vlog the other night, like, beauty influencers videos that I really enjoy watching are typically more like get readies with me, where they sit there and they're just like telling stories while they're putting on their makeup, and they're like, oh, so this is a new product I'm using. But anyway, I was with my friend and we went, you know, I love that because it feels like you're having a conversation with them. Manny's father also thanks the subscribers, which this was so beautiful to me, okay? Because I think sometimes you guys don't really realize what you do for us in return, and I just made a video about this yesterday on my Peterisms channel. You know, it's a reciprocal relationship between the person that's making videos and the people that are watching them. I mean, I get as much from you as you give, you know, that you say I give to you back, and I don't even know what that is, but it's just the comments and the support is just amazing. And when Manny's dad said, you know, like, thank you for supporting my son at a time that I wasn't supporting him, was him taking complete ownership, as well as saying that I remain teachable and I want to be a better person. My story is not similar to Manny's, you know, and especially on Father's Day, I think it's important to share this. I was very blessed. I came out on my 18th birthday. I came out to my dad and my stepmom first. And, you know, my dad was like, this was so funny that Manny's dad talked about the playing of the dolls and stuff. because my dad is still kind of stuck in the stereotypes, right? Because he tells these stories about how I always had to have a doll when I was growing up, and this story about when I was like 5 or 6, and he wanted to take me out to learn how to shoot a gun, because he grew up like that, shooting, BB guns and stuff like that. Red Ryder BB gun from Christmas Story. This is the gun that was used in the story. And he wanted to like take me out somewhere, and I was like standing like this, and he goes, come on, don't you want to try to hit this can? And I was like, no, I don't. I said, can't I be the cowgirl, Dad, and you just be the cowboy? He still tells this story to this day to anybody, right? But he was like, Pete, I always knew, he calls me Pete. He was like, Pete, I always knew that you were going to be gay. He was like, your mom and I used to have conversations about it. Your stepmom and I have had conversations about it. And he had no issues with it whatsoever. He said, it changes nothing about you. And my dad is a surgeon, and he said, as a surgeon, he goes, I genetically believe that you were born gay. He was like, so for me to not love you for being gay is the same as me not loving you for having blue eyes. Why would I do that? And he goes, it's not mine to understand, it just is part of who you are. And my father's always been so supportive of me, and I think that's awesome. And, I think there's all kinds of different stories out there. And I recently started a new channel called The Storytellers. It's coming out on August 1st. And it's going to be everybody out there telling your stories and sending me videos and uploading them. And Manny's dad, teased out that he might start his own YouTube channel. Manny Sr., I would love to have your story on my channel. So if you want to put your story on my Storytellers channel, I would love that all day long. I'm sure he probably won't want to, but when I think about, I started that channel because the author, this is where it's like you guys are going to be like, this is not a Peter Monn video, okay? But the author, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie from Nigeria, she talks in this TED Talks called The Danger of a Single Story. And what she says in there is that the danger of a single story is that it is not that the stereotypes aren't true, it's that they are just one side. And so that's the importance of having many stories, right? And so I would love to see all of the beauty influencers at this point, all of them that are out, or the ones that are male, or all of us YouTubers out there, tell our stories of coming out during Pride Month. I think it's important. I've done 2 coming out stories, so I don't know I'll do a 3rd one. But I think it's important to tell those stories because somebody out there might need to hear that. And I remember, a couple years ago when I just started getting on YouTube, I was encouraged by another YouTuber to tell my coming out story. And I said, who wants to hear about this? I'm 45 years old, who's gonna relate to it? And he goes, if even one person relates to it, you've made a difference. And that's why these videos are so important. The pain in Manny's face watching this video, and you could see at the beginning when he started talking about it, literal pain, okay, changes throughout the course of the video. And it's this cathartic process of him sitting down. And I think that one of the things that's very interesting about this is that I recently talked about how I really want to see beauty influencers tell their stories, get raw, get vulnerable. Manny makes himself very vulnerable. This video was not scripted. Do I think they said, let's talk about this and let's talk about that? Yeah. But I don't think either one of them had any idea of where the video was going. My only issue with the video, and this is stupid, right, is that I wish it hadn't been edited. Because there were moments where you could see it went somewhere kind of emotional, but then it would clip to the next one. I was like, damn it, I want to see where this plays out, Because it's so real. This is so genuine and so authentic. And I don't think that people really understand the importance of this video. That in 2018, we have a man on YouTube, many men on YouTube, wearing makeup, inspiring younger men to be, and older men as well, whoever you want to be. And there is this person's father who didn't always get along with this person or say that that's okay and support his son on this, sitting next to him saying, I now support my son fully. This is such a profound moment. This video is so much bigger than all of the shit that we see out there on YouTube, and it needs to be watched. It needs to be shared. It's really, really that important. And I think that for a lot of people, this might be a life-changing video for sons, daughters, and fathers and mothers. I really, really do believe that. I feel very blessed to have had the family support that I have, knowing that I know a lot of people that haven't had the same experience as me. And for everybody out there, I think the importance of hearing different stories and hearing other people's experiences to grow from and remain teachable is important. I love this video. I want to thank the Mannies. Thank you, the Mannies. They should start a band and call it the Mannies. But anyway, I want to thank Manny Jr. and Manny Sr. For this video. It really made me feel very blessed today. And, that I think all of us, no matter who we are inside of our hearts, have the ability to change and become better people. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.